Rhea Morgan had always thought Earth's bureaucracy was complicated, but nothing could have prepared her for the Galactic Academy's housing assignment system. She stared at the blinking lights above the docking bay as the shuttle hissed to a stop. A large sign in glowing letters read, "Welcome cadets to the Interstellar Learning Center, room assignments complete." Rhea took a deep breath, adjusted the strap of her bag, and walked through the sliding doors. Her new roommate, she had been told, was an advanced life form from Gliese 581 grams, a planet she'd barely remembered reading about in school. That meant, in practical terms, she had no idea what she was about to meet. When she reached her assigned room, the first thing she noticed was the smell. Not unpleasant, just unusual. It was faintly metallic, like melted crystals, and oddly calming. She stepped inside and froze. The room's centerpiece was a large, shimmering creature hovering a few feet above the floor. Its body looked like it was made of translucent crystal, refracting light into a rainbow of colors. 4 eyes blinked in unison at her, each one expressing what could only be described as curiosity and mild suspicion. Hello?" Rhea said cautiously. The creature tilted its upper body forward. A soft chime sounded, almost like a bell. A mechanical voice echoed in her mind. "Greetings, human. I am Zur, your roommate." Rhea blinked. The Academy had told her roommates could communicate either verbally or telepathically, depending on species. She had expected something less intimidating. Really, I'm Rhea Morgan," she stammered. "I guess." "Welcome." Zir's crystalline body pulsed with light. Acknowledged. Observation. Humans appear warm-blooded and irregularly shaped. Initial curiosity is high. It is fascinating. Rhea laughed nervously. "Thanks, I think." "So, what do you usually do in your free time?" Zur tilted sideways. Query, free time? Defined as interval without assigned duty. Recommendation, observation of other species. Cultural assimilation activities also suggested. "Cultural assimilation?" Rhea asked, raising an eyebrow. "You mean like learning about humans?" "Affirmative." Zir's voice rang like crystal bells. "You will serve as primary subject for next 10 lunar cycles." Rhea paused, unsure whether she should feel honored or terrified. "Oh, great. Guess I'll get used to that." For the first few hours, Rhea unpacked and tried to ignore the sensation of being constantly observed. Zur floated around her, moving with silent precision, examining every object with one of its 4 eyes. Books were scanned, gadgets rotated in its hands. And Rhea's old stuffed bear got an entire spectrum analysis before being carefully placed back on the shelf by dinner. Rhea realized something. Zur, despite its intimidating appearance, was intensely curious, but harmless. She laughed as it tried to mimic her eating, holding a spoon awkwardly in its crystalline appendages. "Not quite like us," she said, shaking her head. Observation. Humans consume organic matter using utensils. Efficiency appears low. "Fascinating behavior patterns," Zur replied. "You're taking notes?" she asked. Affirmative. "For cultural records. Also," query. "Reproductive behavior is poorly understood. Need further data." Rhea nearly choked on her food. "Wait, what?" Zir's body pulsed brighter. "Human reproduction. Procedure. How humans breed. Data is critical for comparative biology. Must observe." Rhea set down her spoon. "Okay, slow down. I think you've misunderstood something." "That's not something I can demonstrate." Zur tilted sideways, a gesture Rhea began to learn meant confusion. Clarification needed. "How do humans reproduce if not by observable procedure?" Rhea groaned inwardly. This was going to be a long year, You watch books, documentaries, biology lectures. You don't observe it directly. That's private. That's human." She trailed off. Zir's eyes blinked in perfect synchrony, clearly not understanding her discomfort. Over the next few days, Zur tried to collect human reproductive data in increasingly absurd ways. It would hover silently outside the cafeteria, analyzing interactions between students. It asked one of Ria's friends to describe human courtship, which resulted in a very confused and slightly embarrassed lecture from the friend. Zur took meticulous notes, but its interpretations were, as Ria put it, completely off. By midweek, rumors had begun to spread. Zir's obsessive questions and note-taking had caught the attention of other cadets. "Did you know humans reproduce by—" whispered several aliens, each exaggerating Zir's misinterpretations. Panic spread among species unfamiliar with humans' straightforward biology. Ria finally realized she had to act. She gathered her courage, took Zur aside, and said firmly, "Listen, you have to stop. You're scaring people. You can't keep trying to. Study that. It's private." Zir's body dimmed slightly, a sign of sadness or disappointment, or wasn't sure. Clarification: humans are biologically exceptional. Data required to understand species viability. Stopping observation may endanger accuracy. "Accuracy isn't worth making everyone freak out," Ria said. She sighed. "You're going to have to trust me on this. Human reproduction is private. End of story." Zur floated silently for a long moment. Then, slowly, it emitted a low, melodic chime. Acknowledged. "We'll attempt alternative study methods. Recommendation: human interaction analysis via permitted sources." Ria smiled, relieved. "Good, that's better." For the first time, Zur began observing human behavior in safer, less alarming ways. It watched how people collaborated in labs, how humans solved puzzles, how they adapted to unexpected problems. Ria realized something surprising. This alien roommate was learning the most. Important lesson about humans already, the way they survived. Thrived and cooperated was far more impressive than any single private behavior by the end of the week. Zur had created a detailed chart of human resilience, resourcefulness, and emotional intelligence. It was filled with bright colors and crystalline diagrams, as if trying to express admiration in its own unique way. Ria peeked over its shoulder. "You know," she said, laughing softly, "you might actually like humans. Even if you think we're completely weird." Zur pulsed warmly. Observation: humans are remarkably adaptive. Initial fear of species exaggerated. Conclusion: humans may not be dangerous, but are highly impressive. Ria leaned back, exhausted but amused. "Well, that's one crisis avoided. Let's see what trouble you can get into next." And somewhere in the back of her mind, she knew the story was just beginning. Zir's curiosity was far from satisfied, and the galaxy was full of surprises. The real adventure, she realized, wasn't just surviving the academy. It was surviving life with a roommate who thought humans were the most fascinating and most mysterious species in the universe. Asterisk. The next morning, Ria woke to the soft hum of the Galactic Academy. Sunlight, or whatever passed for sunlight, in the artificial sky filtered through the massive windows. She yawned, stretched, and glanced over at Zur. The alien was hovering in the middle of the room, spinning slowly and emitting a soft crystalline glow. Its four eyes were focused on a floating holographic projection of humans interacting in public spaces. "Good morning," Ria said, rubbing her eyes. "What are you doing now?" Zur tilted its upper body in a curious angle. "Morning, human. I am analyzing social interactions to supplement cultural data." Observation: humans are highly cooperative, but also emotionally unpredictable. Ria frowned. Sounds normal enough." She grabbed her breakfast pack and sat down. "Just try not to make anyone panic today, okay?" Zur pulsed. Affirmative. Warning: previous observation attempts triggered minor alien hysteria. Probability of repeated panic minimized. Ria took a bite and rolled her eyes. She had learned to translate Zir's language of glowing pulses and melodic chimes into simple emotions: curiosity, excitement, confusion, and occasional alarm. By mid-morning, the chaos began. Zur had decided that to understand human reproduction accurately, it needed more context that unfortunately involved asking very awkward questions in the academy cafeteria. Zur hovered near a table of alien students, eyes flickering rapidly. Query: Human mating behavior. Please describe procedural elements for biological assessment. The aliens at the table froze. One small, furry creature squeaked in alarm. Another covered its face with tentacles. A tall, armored cadet whispered urgently to its neighbor, "Is this human dangerous or contagious?" Rhea groaned, pushing her tray in front of Zur. "No. Not here. Not now." But Zur was relentless. It pulsed brighter and spoke in its soft, melodic voice. Clarification needed. Accurate data required. Observation by indirect means insufficient. Rhea grabbed the holographic projector from Zir's appendage and held it between them. "Look, you have plenty of books and documentaries. That's enough. You don't need to. Ask people." Zur paused as if reconsidering, then tilted its body in a confused spiral. Observation. Books and recordings lack full emotional context. Incomplete data. Suggestion. Direct inquiry most efficient. Direct inquiry equals panic, Rhea muttered under her breath. By afternoon, rumors had spread like wildfire. The story of Zir's questions had reached nearly every corner of the academy. Aliens whispered about humans being mysterious, potentially dangerous, and capable of strange secret rituals. Rhea received a message from the student council. "Please report to the cultural liaison office immediately. Urgent." Sighing, Rhea made her way through the gleaming corridors. The cultural liaison office was a massive chamber filled with representatives from dozens of planets. Each species had unique forms of communication: clicks, hums, colors, and even subtle vibrations. All of them were staring at her as she entered. "Rhea Morgan," a voice boomed. It was human English, but resonated with authority. "Your roommate's inquiries have caused a minor interspecies incident." Rhea blinked. "Minor. I think it's more like a huge misunderstanding." The liaison, a tall amphibious figure with glimmering scales, leaned forward. "Reports indicate that humans engage in alarming procedures during reproduction. Some cadets believe this could destabilize the station, if not contained." "No, that's not true." Zur misunderstood a documentary. "Nothing I do can change that perception immediately, but I can explain." The amphibian raised a webbed hand. "We require proof. Demonstration or detailed explanation." Rhea took a deep breath. She had to act fast before the rumors reached the Galactic Council. "All right," she said. "I'll give a presentation. But no demonstrations of anything private. We'll stick to science and facts." Zur hovered nearby, emitting a low chime. It clearly wanted to help, but didn't understand the human concept of privacy. Rhea groaned. "Just stay quiet, okay?" Back in her room, Rhea gathered materials for her presentation. Holographic diagrams of human biology, simplified charts of social behavior, and recordings of classroom interactions. Zur hovered over her shoulder, occasionally blinking in excitement. Observation. Human biology is more complex than initial data suggested. Anticipation. Presentation will increase comprehension, Rhea muttered, or it'll make them more confused. The presentation began in a large auditorium with cadets from dozens of worlds watching. Rhea activated the holographic projector, and colorful images of human cells, immune systems, and social interactions appeared in the air. "Humans are cooperative," she explained, pointing at a chart. "We adapt quickly. We communicate in many ways. Our reproduction is private, but it's regulated biologically, and nothing dangerous occurs in normal conditions." An alien in the front row tilted its head. "But your roommate reported unusual behaviors." Rhea hesitated, then gestured toward Zur. "That's Zur. He misunderstood a documentary. He thought humans do strange rituals for reproduction." "That is false. Completely false." Zur pulsed slowly, a sign of embarrassment or acknowledgement. "Correction. Previous observations incorrect." Data adjusted to reflect verified information. Several cadets blinked, processing the information. Murmurs ran through the audience. Rhea noticed some aliens whispering to each other. Perhaps humans are less dangerous than rumored. The amphibious liaison stood. Clarification appreciated. Presentation complete. Still recommendation. Continue observation under supervision to ensure no further misunderstanding. Ria nodded. Understood? Supervised observation only. No direct interference with private behaviors. After the presentation, Ria and Zur walked back to their room. Zir's glow pulsed softly. Observation. Humans display patience and problem-solving under stress. Conclusion. High adaptability noted. Recommendation. Humans may be more capable than initially assessed. Ria smiled. Finally, some HFY pride, huh? Zur tilted. Affirmative. Humans impressive in unpredictable conditions. Data. Valuable. That evening, as Ria prepared for sleep, she reflected on the day's events. Zir's misunderstanding had caused panic across the academy, yet, in the end, humans had come out looking competent, calm, and capable. Maybe humans really are more impressive than I thought, she whispered to herself. Just then, Zur floated down beside her bed. Human Ria, it said, its voice soft, melodic. Query. Is this species characteristic humans, resolving crisis despite false perception? Ria laughed. Yes, Zur, that's humans for you. Zur pulsed in a slow rhythm, almost contemplative. Observation, further study recommended. Humans, resilient, adaptive, socially and emotionally robust. Conclusion. Initial fear of species unfounded. Right. Ria yawned. I think that's enough studying for one day. Let's call it a night. As she drifted off to sleep, she realized something. Zur might be the most curious alien in the galaxy, but humans had already proven themselves. Not by weapons, not by power, not by strange abilities, but by cooperation, problem-solving, and the ability to adapt to chaos. The next day promised more challenges. Zir's curiosity would not be satisfied for long, and the rumors about humans were not entirely gone. But Ria knew one thing. Humans were extraordinary. And no misunderstanding, no matter how big, could change that truth. The galaxy was watching, and humanity, in its quiet, adaptive way, was ready to shine. The morning sun, nor whatever the Academy's artificial lights, called sun, glinted off the polished floors as Ria Morgan hurried toward the auditorium. She had a feeling today was going to be interesting, very interesting. Zur hovered nearby, glowing faintly, eyes focused on her. Morning, human Ria. Observation. Cadet stress levels elevated. Recommendation. Proceed cautiously. Ria groaned. Yeah, thanks for the warning. I already feel like I'm walking into a disaster. The previous day's presentation had helped calm some of the panic, but not all. A few species still whispered in the hallways, their expressions tense, occasionally glancing at humans with suspicion. Zir's initial misunderstanding had grown into an academy-wide rumor. Humans were biologically mysterious, possibly dangerous, and somehow connected to the galaxy's stability. Ria pushed open the door to the auditorium and stepped inside. The room was already half full. Cadets from every known planet were settling in, murmuring nervously. A few glanced at her with wide, alarmed eyes. At the front of the room, a holographic projection flickered to life. Zur had insisted on helping her demonstrate human biology safely. Ria had agreed, carefully preparing charts of cells, diagrams of immune systems, and charts showing how humans adapted to stress, not reproduction. Not private behavior, just survival, adaptation, and cooperation. Zur floated in the center of the room, eyes spinning rapidly as it prepared its notes. Observation. Indirect study, insufficient. Direct demonstration may increase comprehension efficiency. Ria gulped. Just remember, safe, non-personal. Stick to the science, Zur. The cadets leaned forward as Ria began her lecture. Good morning. Today, we'll learn about human biology and survival strategies. Nothing personal, nothing private, just science. She gestured to the holograms. Humans are highly adaptable. We respond to environmental stress. We solve problems as teams, and our immune systems are robust. Zur added in its melodic voice. Observation. Humans survive toxins and pathogens that affect many alien species. Their adaptive responses are highly efficient. Some cadets whispered nervously, their multiple eyes widening. One small, feathered cadet muttered, "They survive diseases we cannot even imagine." Rhea nodded. Exactly. Humans have evolved under many pressures. Our strength is cooperation and resilience, not size or weapons. That's what makes us unique. For a moment, it seemed like the presentation was going well. Then Zir's curiosity got the better of it. Query: human reproductive biology remains partially unobserved. Suggest simulation using holographic projection for comparative analysis. Rhea froze. Zur: no. Absolutely not. The alien's eyes blinked in surprise. Clarification. Simulation would be entirely virtual, no privacy violation. Data acquisition optimal. Data acquisition doesn't mean show everyone, Rhea said, waving her hands. We're talking about private biological processes. You cannot. You just cannot. Several cadets gasped. Rumors spread faster than she could speak. Some were already imagining horrifying scenarios. Whispers ran through the auditorium. Humans are hiding something. They might be dangerous. They're unpredictable. The feathers ruffled and clicks echoed in the back rows. Rhea turned to Zur, frustrated. Stop. Just focus on what we can show safely. Immune systems, survival techniques, teamwork, not reproduction. Can you do that? Zur pulsed slowly. Acknowledged. Correction. Focus shifted to verified adaptive behaviors and physiology. Avoid privacy violation, Rhea exhaled. Thank goodness. For the next hour, she led the cadets through charts of human resilience. She showed how humans could survive extreme temperatures, heal from injuries faster than expected, and adapt mentally to stress. Zur assisted by generating 3D holograms that floated above the audience. Cadets leaned closer, fascinated. Some whispered to their neighbors, "Humans may be stronger than we thought." Others were still nervous, clearly trying to reconcile the rumors with the new data. Then, Zur made another helpful observation. Observation. Humans' emotional responses contribute to survival efficiency. Emotional intelligence highly developed. Example: cooperation increases chances of success in higher ski tasks. Rhea nodded. Exactly. When humans face danger, we rely on each other. That's how we survive. Small, octopus-like cadet raised a tentacle. But your roommate reported previous abnormal behaviors? Rhea groaned internally. She knew she had to clarify. That was a misunderstanding. Zur misread a documentary. Humans do not engage in extreme, secretive rituals. What you see in media is often dramatized. Zur pulsed warmly. Clarification logged. Previous observations corrected. Humans verified as adaptive, social, and resilient. No private biological demonstration necessary. The cadets relaxed slightly. Still, a few looked skeptical, whispering to each other about the hidden power of humans. Rhea ignored them. Everything seemed under control until the holographic simulation of human immune responses glitched. A stray particle of holographic energy floated into the auditorium, triggering the biohazard alarms. Red lights flashed. A siren echoed. Cadets began scurrying in all directions. Some species had weak tolerances for even virtual simulations gone wrong. Rhea's heart pounded. Zur, what just happened? Zir's glow flickered. Malfunction detected. Holographic particle interacting with atmospheric sensors. Probability panic increased. Rhea took a deep breath. Okay, think. Humans survive crises like this all the time. We stay calm, assess the problem, and work together. She pointed at the projection. Help me shut this down. Together, they deactivated the simulation. Zir's eyes focused intently as it recalibrated the projector, isolating the glitch. The red lights faded. The siren stopped. Cadets peeked out from under chairs and behind pillars. Whispers ran through the room. Humans handled a dangerous situation calmly. Rhea wiped her brow. See? Humans are capable. We adapt. We don't panic. That's what makes us impressive. It's a pulsed in agreement. Observation. Humans demonstrate rapid adaptation and crisis management. Emotional stability notable. Conclusion. Humans more capable than previously recorded. The amphibious liaison, who had returned after ensuring no one was injured, nodded slowly. Your species is remarkably competent. Your survival skills and emotional intelligence are noteworthy. Recommendation. Humans should continue supervised observation for integration into academy studies. Rhea smiled faintly. Glad we cleared that up. The cadets left, some still whispering about hidden human abilities. Rhea turned to Zur. You realize this isn't the last of your misunderstandings, right? Zur tilted slowly. Observation. Probability high. Human adaptability noted. Recommendation. Further study required. Rhea groaned. Oh, great. I guess we're not done yet. Later that evening, as they returned to their room, Zur hovered silently, pulsing softly in reflection. Observation. Humans resilient under both stress and misinformation. Adaptive behaviors exceed expectations. Conclusion. Initial fear of species unfounded. Recommendation. Continue cultural assimilation. Rhea laughed. You're learning fast. Maybe you're starting to like humans. Zur pulsed brightly, almost cheerfully. Affirmative. Humans. Fascinating, adaptive, unpredictable, and impressive. Rhea shook her head. Just don't start any more studies without checking with me first. Zur emitted a soft chime, a sign of understanding. Acknowledged. Human Rhea, supervisor of all personal observation requests. Directive logged. Rhea smiled as she prepared for bed. Despite all the chaos, she realized something important. Humans were proving themselves in front of the galaxy. Not through weapons, not through alien powers, but through cooperation, resilience, and the ability to face crises calmly. Zur floated silently beside her bed. Human Rhea. Question. Will this species always resolve crisis through adaptation and cooperation? Rhea yawned. We try our best. That's what makes us. Us. Zur pulsed in agreement. Observation. Humanity verified as resilient, adaptive, and cooperative. Conclusion. Species survival probability high. Rhea smiled, shutting her eyes. Good night, Zur. Tomorrow's another day. Who knows what misunderstanding you'll cause next? Zir's soft chime echoed in the room as the lights dimmed. One thing was certain. The adventure was far from over, and humans still had plenty of chances to prove themselves to the galaxy. The day began like any other at the Galactic Academy bright lights. The hum of hovering ships outside the main windows, and the distant chatter of cadets from every known planet. But Rhea Morgan had a bad feeling in her stomach. Something was off. It started with an urgent message blinking on her wrist communicator. Rhea Morgan, report immediately to the Galactic Council. Emergency session convened. Rhea's eyes widened. Emergency. That can't be good. Zur hovered beside her, pulsing softly. Observation. Probability of incident related to previous misunderstanding. High. Recommendation. Proceed with caution. Rhea sighed. Caution. Zur, we're talking about the Galactic Council. This isn't just another lecture hall panic. By the time they arrived, the council chamber was packed. Representatives from dozens of planets filled the seats, their eyes focused on her. The room was massive, with a high curved ceiling reflecting a shimmering artificial sky. At the center, the chair of the council, towering amphibious being with shimmering scales, addressed the assembly. Cadet Rhea Morgan, it said, voice resonating through the chamber. Reports have reached us regarding human reproductive behavior. We are concerned about the potential risk your species may pose to galactic stability. Rhea's stomach twisted. Wait, that's not true. Zir's misunderstanding spread rumors. Humans aren't dangerous. We're adaptive, cooperative, and capable of handling crisis, but nothing dangerous like you're suggesting. The council murmured. Whispers ran through the room. Some representatives looked frightened, others skeptical. Rhea knew she had to act fast. Zur floated beside her, glowing a reassuring blue. Observation. Humans possess significant adaptive skills and social intelligence. Probability of misunderstanding high. Recommendation. Present factual data to correct misinterpretation. Rhea nodded. Exactly. That's what we need to do. She activated her portable holographic projector. A series of charts and images appeared in the air, showing human biology, social behavior, and emergency response systems. She spoke calmly but firmly. Esteemed council members, humans are not dangerous because of reproduction. Our survival depends on cooperation, adaptability, and intelligence. Our biology allows us to withstand environmental hazards and recover from injuries faster than many other species. Our strength lies in teamwork, problem-solving, and emotional resilience. A few cadets in the chamber nodded, while some representatives whispered to each other. The amphibious chair watched her carefully. Zur added in its melodic, crystal-like voice. Observation. Human resilience exceeds expectations in high-risk scenarios. Previous fears of species unfounded. Evidence supports integration rather than isolation. The council remained silent. Rhea felt her pulse quicken. She needed a dramatic demonstration, something undeniable. Before she could speak again, the chamber's sensors blared. A station-wide biohazard alarm went off. Red lights flashed. Emergency sirens echoed through the chamber. A nearby laboratory had malfunctioned, releasing alien spores into the ventilation system. Pandemonium erupted. Representatives scrambled, some fainting from fear, others trying to flee. The situation was spiraling. Rhea's heart pounded, but she stayed calm. She turned to Zur. Okay, Zur. Time to show them what humans can do. Zur pulsed, eyes scanning the room. Observation. Hazardous spores present. Many species unable to survive exposure without protective measures. Humans may demonstrate higher tolerance. Recommendation. Intervention necessary. Rhea nodded. Exactly. Let's do it. Without hesitation, she grabbed a protective mask and motioned for Zur to follow. Together, they navigated the corridors, avoiding the densest concentrations of spores. Zir's crystalline body emitted a soft light, illuminating the path ahead. When they reached the source of the leak, Rhea assessed the situation quickly. The alien containment unit had malfunctioned, and the spores were spreading through the air ducts. Most species in the Academy could not survive even minor exposure. Humans, however, had a higher tolerance for airborne pathogens and environmental stressors. Rhea issued instructions calmly, directing the few cadets who were still able to assist. We need to seal the ducts and neutralize the spores. Move quickly, but stay calm. Work together. Zur extended its crystalline limbs, generating a containment field to slow the spread of spores. Rhea coordinated the team, using her knowledge of human physiology and biology to ensure the cadets worked safely. Within minutes, the spores were contained. Rhea guided the team in decontaminating the affected areas, while Zur monitored the environmental readings. The council watched from a secure chamber, witnessing humans handle a crisis that would have been catastrophic for most other species. By the time the alarm stopped, the chamber was filled with relief and awe. Representatives looked at Rhea and Zur with newfound respect. The amphibious chair addressed the council. Observation. Humans have demonstrated exceptional crisis management and adaptability. Despite previous misinformation, evidence confirms humans are highly resilient and cooperative. Recommendation. Integration into Academy studies not only safe but beneficial. Finally, the crisis was over. Zur floated beside her, pulsing warmly. Observation. Humans successfully neutralized biohazard threat. Emotional and social intelligence contributed to efficiency. Conclusion. Human species invaluable in emergency scenarios. Rhea smiled. Told you, Zur. That's what humans do. We adapt. We work together. We survive. The council representatives, some still shaken, nodded slowly. Whispers ran through the chamber. Humans are not just resilient, they are extraordinary. After the emergency, Rhea and Zur returned to their room. Zir's glow pulsed softly in reflection. Observation. Humans possess remarkable resilience under extreme conditions. Adaptive responses, teamwork, and emotional stability are primary factors in survival. Conclusion. Human species, a valuable asset to interstellar cooperation. Rhea laughed softly. Well, that's one way to prove it. Hope the council remembers this next time they hear a rumor about humans. Zur tilted its crystalline body. Observation. Future misunderstandings possible. Recommendation. Continue cultural assimilation and supervised study. Rhea shook her head. I guess our adventure isn't over yet. But at least humans have shown their worth. As she prepared for bed, she realized something important. Humans didn't need superpowers or alien technology to impress the galaxy. Their strength was in their adaptability, cooperation, and courage under pressure. Zur had started the year thinking humans were strange and potentially dangerous. Now, it recognized them as resilient, resourceful, and, above all, impressive. Zur pulsed softly beside her bed. Human Rhea. Query. Will humans always resolve crisis through cooperation and adaptability? Rhea smiled. We try our best. That's what makes us. Us. Zir's glow brightened. Observation. Human species verified as extraordinary. Probability of future success in complex scenarios high. Conclusion. Humans invaluable for interstellar collaboration. Rhea yawned. Good night, Zur. Tomorrow's another day, and who knows what new misunderstandings you'll create? Zir's soft chime echoed in the quiet room. One thing was certain. Humans had proven themselves. The galaxy had watched, and the story of human resilience, courage, and adaptability was just beginning. The day dawned quietly over the Galactic Academy, but Rhea Morgan already sensed the tension in the air. After yesterday's crisis, the Council had called an urgent follow-up meeting to discuss the integration of humans into Academy life. Some species were still nervous, whispering about the so-called dangerous human biology. While others were curious to see if humans were as capable as Rhea had shown, Zur hovered beside her, pulsing softly. Observation. Cadet stress levels high due to Council deliberations. Recommendation. Calm guidance required. Rhea nodded, adjusting her bag strap. Yeah. Let's hope they don't make a big scene this time. As they entered the council chamber, representatives from dozens of planets were already gathered. Many wore expressions of cautious curiosity, while a few still seemed nervous. Rhea took a deep breath and stepped forward. Esteemed members of the council, she began, humans have demonstrated resilience, adaptability, and teamwork. Yesterday's crisis proved that humans can handle extreme situations calmly and effectively. We don't need special powers. Our strength is in cooperation, problem-solving, and emotional intelligence, Zur added. Its crystalline glow pulsing in rhythm with its words. Observation. Humans successfully neutralized biohazard threat. Species survival probability high under stress. Recommendation. Full integration into Academy studies encouraged. The chamber was silent for a moment, then a murmur spread across the representatives. Some nodded, clearly impressed. Others whispered to each other, still skeptical. Before the council could respond, a sudden alarm blared. A transport ship approaching the Academy had malfunctioned, and cargo containers had begun releasing volatile energy particles into the docking area. The council chamber shook slightly, and red warning lights flashed. Rhea's heart raced. Not again, she muttered. Zir's glow brightened, its eyes spinning rapidly. Observation. External hazard detected. Many species vulnerable to particle exposure. Humans possess tolerance and adaptive capacity. Recommendation. Intervention necessary. Rhea nodded, her mind already racing through solutions. Exactly. Time to show them what humans can do. She sprinted toward the docking bay Zur, hovering beside her. Outside, cadets and staff were struggling to contain the energy particles. Most species were unable to approach the unstable containers safely. Rhea assessed the situation quickly. Humans could endure brief exposure to high energy fluctuations due to adaptive metabolism and strong reflexes. Everyone, follow my lead, Rhea shouted. Stay calm, work in teams, and move efficiently. We can fix this. Zur extended its crystalline limbs, generating a protective field around the most unstable containers. Rhea directed the cadets, coordinating their movements to stabilize the particles and secure the area. Cadets from other species watched in awe. As humans navigated the dangerous environment, Rhea's instructions were clear and precise. She moved from container to container, assessing stability, guiding cadets, and ensuring no one panicked. Keep the containment field steady, she called. Zur, stabilize the energy flow over there. Zur pulsed brightly and extended its limbs, redirecting the volatile particles safely into neutralizers. Rhea guided the cadets to lock down the final containers. Within minutes, the threat was neutralized. The docking bay fell silent. The red lights faded. The council representatives who had arrived in secure observation rooms watched through holographic feeds. They were stunned. Humans had handled a crisis that would have been catastrophic for almost any other species. The amphibious chair of the council spoke, voice echoing through the bay. Observation. Human cadets have demonstrated exceptional crisis management, teamwork, and adaptability. Evidence confirms humans are highly capable in extreme conditions. Recommendation. Humans be fully integrated and recognized as valuable contributors to interstellar cooperation. Rhea exhaled, a wave of relief washing over her. Zur hovered beside her, pulsing warmly. Observation. Humans demonstrate unparalleled resilience under pressure. Conclusion. Species invaluable to Academy operations. Emotional intelligence and adaptive skills verified as superior, Zur said, almost proudly. Rhea laughed softly. Well, Zur, looks like humans earned their place. Council representatives began congratulating Rhea and the human cadets. Some who had been skeptical now looked impressed, whispering among themselves about the extraordinary abilities of the human species. Later, back in their room, Rhea sat on her bed, exhausted but happy. Zur hovered nearby, its glow soft and steady. Human Rhea, Zur said. Clarification requested. Have humans always possessed these abilities, or is it unique to individuals like you? Rhea smiled. It's not just me, Zur. Humans are like that in general. We survive, we adapt, and we help each other. That's what makes us. Human Zur pulsed brightly, almost cheerfully. Observation. Human species remarkable. Adaptive, cooperative, resilient. Initial fears unfounded. Conclusion. Humans are among the galaxy's most valuable allies, Rhea nodded. Exactly. And now, maybe you'll finally stop worrying about our mysterious reproductive behavior. Zur tilted its body in a gesture Rhea had learned meant amusement. Acknowledged. Data logged. Previous misunderstanding corrected. Directive. Focus on verified, adaptive, and cooperative behaviors only. Rhea laughed. Good. Let's keep it that way. That night, as Rhea prepared for sleep, she reflected on the journey. Zur had arrived thinking humans were strange and potentially dangerous. Misunderstandings had caused chaos across the Academy, yet through it all, humans had shown their true strength not through weapons, alien powers, or speed, but through intelligence, adaptability, and teamwork. Zur floated silently beside her bed, emitting a soft chime. Human Rhea query. Will humans always demonstrate cooperation and adaptability in the face of crisis? Rhea smiled, closing her eyes. We do our best. That's what makes us extraordinary. Zir's glow pulsed in agreement. Observation. Human species verified as adaptive, resilient, and cooperative. Conclusion. Humanity proven invaluable in galactic context. Future success, probability, high. Rhea yawned. Good night, Zur. tomorrow's another day. Who knows what other adventures and misunderstandings we'll face? Zir's soft chime echoed in the room, a gentle lullaby of sorts. One thing was certain: humans had earned their place in the galaxy. They had proven themselves through courage, cooperation, and intelligence. And with a curious, crystalline alien like Zir as a witness, the story of human ingenuity was only beginning. The Academy had seen it firsthand when humans faced a challenge. They adapted, they cooperated, and they prevailed. And that, Rhea knew, was the true power of humanity, proof enough for the galaxy. As sleep overtook her, Rhea felt a quiet pride. Humans weren't just survivors. They were problem solvers, leaders, and teammates. And with Zir by her side, she knew the adventures and misunderstandings would continue. But so would the opportunities for humans to shine in the galaxy.